Welcome to another episode of Keep Calm and Mother On. This episode is once again not being recorded in my studio because it's not set up yet. So I apologize for the audio quality if it's not what you're used to. It's not what I'm used to either, but this is the best that we've got right now. So in case you're new, my name is Christy. I'm a mom of 3 and the wife to an amazing guy and really passionate about making sure that moms know that they're not alone because motherhood is way too important to do it alone and way too important to be serious all the time. And I'm saying that out loud right now to remind myself because it's been less than a week since we moved into this new house. We showed up last Saturday at like 3 a.m. And life has been a little bit heavy, right? I'm usually looking for the lightness, but it's been a lot of work this week, unpacking and trying to find new things. And then my husband was rear-ended driving home from work and we're pretty sure that car is going to be a total because of its age. And so now I'm a taxi service. There's all sorts of things going on. On top of, right, the heaviness of moving and all the feelings associated with that. I've got kids in different emotional states trying to figure out how to fill their time because they're lonely and they miss people and they want to start school, but they can't start school because it's almost holiday break, because they know if they start school, then they'll hopefully make friends. All the feelings. So what have been the big discussions in my house this week? 1, everyone is very excited that we went through so much stuff before we moved here. They have less to unpack because they were really diligent about thinking about what they wanted when they got here. The second big thing this week has been, as we're unpacking each room, because of the book Declutter Like a Mother, we now have a common framework of words that we're using, talking about what the intention of the space is, right? When we unpacked a room, we really thought about, okay, how do we want to use this space? What is the family goal for this room? It sounds silly, but when you live in a space long enough, right, you kind of forget those things because daily life takes over and you don't necessarily have the wiggle room in your schedule to pause and to consider all of those things. So for example, in our old house, we had this great cabinet that we stored all of our board games in and games, card games and all those things, right? But in this house, we don't have like a built-in cabinet for that. So I had to repurpose another cabinet and we decided it needs to live in the dining room because that's probably where we're going to play games at this house. Is at the big dining room table. That's the obvious place. So knowing that that's how that room was going to be used was for all the meals and for playing games made it easy to decide the flow of the room. Also, in an epic love story, right, we try to have art put on the walls quickly. I know some people wait to put art on the walls. It's something we do fast because it's one of those actions that helps make the house wherever we are feel like home. So we have art in the dining room. One of my kids has art hanging in her room. The kitchen has my giant dry erase board, which is like my brain. And I am thankful for all of that little by little, the house feels good, that it's exciting to figure out new things and how we can use things. And we've also gotten our library cards. If you've listened to my tips I've given before about getting to know a new town, using the library system is one of my very favorite things to do. Because librarians are great people to know. They usually know a lot about the town and the resources that are offered. And I think that libraries in general are a great place to go to spend time when you're not sure what else to do. So this week, we walked that 1.5 miles or so to the library. It's about a mile if you're driving, but it's a little bit longer if you walk. And we walked up and down the hills, and it was just good to get out of the house, because one of the problems with moving is when I get tunnel vision about unpacking and setting things up, then I kind of forget the limits of screen times and different things that are best for my kids, and they've gone a little bit overboard. So we're trying to figure out the new system and what that looks like as the house is getting more settled in. Another thing that's really helped with moving in this past week is making sure that I exercise, right? So having the running streak is awesome, where I do 1 mile every single day, because a lot of those miles have been outside now on the new streets by me. And I am so thankful for all of the Christmas lights, because they are excellent markers. I tend to give directions based on visual cues anyways. So to have like, oh, I'm going to turn left at this flying pig Christmas light up is a key thing for my brain to remember. But walking or running your neighborhood really gives you a whole different view of it than you would get if you were just driving around. So spending time outside and getting to know this new space. I mean, the trees are totally different. The squirrels here are so fat. I haven't seen any chipmunks yet. I've been looking for chipmunks. We haven't seen chipmunks in a couple of years. I think there are chipmunks in the Washington, D.C. area. So I can't wait to see chipmunks. I saw a robin the other day, and I don't think I had seen robins in Georgia in a long time. What else? What else has worked? Oh, finding the grocery store, right? Thankfully, I've had friends that have lived in this area before. So I keep texting them questions, and they've been kind enough to be my concierge service and giving me tips on grocery stores and hints about the library and hints about where to go for different things. So the grocery store was key. Once I got groceries, then the next day I reorganized the pantry. And I think this was my best moving hack yet, because pantry organization is not really my strong suit. So thanks to Instagram, I had posted a picture of the pantry, and then a couple people sent it back labeled like I had asked, because I know some of you are so talented at organizing, and it is not how my brain works. So you sent me back labeled pictures of my pantry, and then after grocery shopping, the big stock up, I took everything out and then organized it based on your advice of how things go. You guys saved me so much headache. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It just goes to show you that there's good things on the internet, and asking for help when you know it's not something you're good at is totally winning. You have to let other people love you. And by being able to post the picture of the pantry on Instagram, it relieves so much stress of my life, because now I can make Christmas cookies today, and things are organized. And things are organized for my kids to find snacks. It's those little details that make moving into a new house easier. My daughter was looking for something and she's like, I know it's here. I just can't find it. And it's so frustrating. And when you're moving in, that frustration, there's like just this low level of frustration for everything. Like, where is the thing? I couldn't find the can opener for like 3 days straight. And once I found it, it was like, dance party in the kitchen, everybody. Those are, I can't express the joy enough over that. And it would be so easy to just notice the frustration all the time. But like I said on this week's Breathe With Me, I think it's important to remember that we can do soft things too and do the joy things. And that noticing the joy is just as important as knowing that you can do the hard things. Noticing the joy and letting yourself do the joy things is just as important as knowing that you can do hard things. So that's the lesson from almost 1 week of moving in. That there is good here. And there's good everywhere you go. There's not always a silver lining, but there's usually something you can notice. And I don't want to have toxic positivity because we're all aware, right, that that's not healthy for you. So there's both hard and good here as we unpack and get settled. And man, I miss having neighbors that wave and know your name. I hope that we get to that point here, right? There are different things that I could just tear up and be really down about. Like I said, there are people I even know here. It's just that I think moving at the holidays is an extra hard thing because everyone's calendars feel busy. But I do have to say thank you to my friend Kristen who brought us dinner. That was really amazing. Okay. So look for the joy. Notice the joy. Set small goals. Having small goals every day of what zone I'm going to focus on after the first 2 days of just unpacking blitz really gives focus to let yourself know when you can take a break. Because the thing with moving is that there are so many options of jobs you could do, so many tasks that you're never going to be done in one day. So when you set small goals, like 3 goals a day, then you know when it's time to just wash your face and find your book and stop and let yourself rest. And maybe that's a lesson that everyone needs for the holiday season. For your self-care for this episode, wash your face, take a break, use the good lotion, take care of your physical body. Remember to drink water. Set some alarms to drink water if you're having a really busy day. I was so dehydrated the other day that I had a really bad headache. That happens to me. And I remembered that that's one of my tips for moving, for packing out, for loading day when the actual people are there loading the truck. I set alarms to drink water because taking care of your body is one of the easiest things to forget when you're in a situation where you're not in control, when you're just trying to do everything. So don't forget to take care of your body in a really basic way. Set an alarm to go to bed at night. Drink some water. Give yourself a hug. Wash your face. Use the good lotion on your hands. Find the chapstick for your dried out winter lips. And then for your family fun idea, we've had a lot of fun playing old games this week, right? We've played some Pokemon battles during the breaks. I want to play the game King Domino. We've had conversations about what it means to miss people. We've gone on nice long walks. Ask your kids what it means to feel like home and try to do a couple of those things. If you haven't baked cookies yet, that's always high on the list. Okay, I see you and I love you and I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for trying. Thanks for getting up every day and loving your family well. But don't forget to love yourself too. Motherhood is too important to be so serious all the time, and too important and too serious to do alone. So every time you listen to this podcast and you share it with other people, you help another mom understand that they are doing amazing stuff and that the world is better because they're here. Because each day they wake up and they try again. Thanks for keeping calm and mothering on with me. And if you want to follow all of this adventure, please find me on Instagram over at Everyday Runner Christy. The link is in the show notes. When you get there, make sure you send me a message and say hi so we can start a new conversation and a good friendship. Bye.